All right, we're here to talk
we're doing,
about one of the most anticipated movies
Of the
of the month,
springtime.
of the springtime.
Had a
right?
lot of views on Instagram, a lot of views on the trailer. I think about 17 million views for the first trailer.
Spoiler weren't.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
Right
Okay,
now.
well, first, the movie that we're talking about is Ready Player Uno.
Yeah.
Uno. Okay. So,
Steven Spielberg.
he was the director. This now.
And Ready Player One comes from like Street Fighter. You know, Ready Player One.
Oh yes, no, and that the movie I think did a very good job in being real. What would you call it? Just
Pretty genuine to the source
Yeah,
material.
yeah, to the book, right?
no, not to the book.
Not to the
No,
book,
no,
but
not
to
Well,
the
nobody
video
read the
games.
No,
that-
no, no.
to the video games.
I think it respected the '80s and it respected the technology at that time,
Yeah.
and I appreciated it. They didn't cut any corners when it came to what an Atari looked like or how they played it, and they gave a little bit of homage. This was the one bad part. I'm gonna just jump to the very end.
Whatever you want.
Alright, spoiler alert for very end.
So, the explanation as to why Adventure in Atari had come out with a game called Adventure. Now, at that time, creators of those games, Atari would not allow them to put their name as a credit on these video games.
So they'd have to make.
So this guy that came up with Adventure, he put his name in the game, and this was kind of a revolt of sorts for programmers getting to get recognized, and unfortunately the movie did not. I think it would have been important for them to say that because it was all about corporate bullshit.
Yeah, big old corporation, IOI. That's the main bad guy if you haven't read the book. This evil corporation, IOI, they call them Sixers, right?
Yeah,
That's what they call
Sixers.
them Sixers. There's a girl that's leading the rebellion, kind of, or with a little group or whatever, that care about the Oasis, and they don't want the Oasis to get in the hands of the IOI, who wants to win the contest.
Rusty, do you
and
want to try to
control
explain the Oasis based on what you learned from watching the movie? What is the Oasis? How did it become? Because that's
Yeah.
that's what
So
the
it's
movie's about, right? So go ahead.
dystopia. Technically,
So the movie starts.
the characters said that everyone gave up. That they just decided to go create this virtual world, and it was this crazy genius that was capable of doing it, and he ended up passing away. And this virtual world that they created, they would get inside these suits, and they could all be
we'll
upgraded
talk about that.
in 100 different ways. And we talked about Lawnmower Man, and how like you sit in the seat and you're supposed to feel everything. Even in some of the others, like movies where you're sitting in a chair and you go into a mind
Matrix.
world where you
Matrix.
all those other different things. You're in a tube, whatever. This one, you're actually connected to cables to feel some force
Yeah.
of gravity. The players reacted
In the suits.
accordingly
If
to
you got like an upgraded
the
suit,
barrel
you could
that was
feel
around
something.
them. And hence wise, when they were in the van,
Yeah, you can feel everything.
he was trying to grab a key and couldn't because the van made such a sudden turn.
Yeah,
He was
it-
affected by the real world.
So it was
So when these people
fun
in these
play
VR
on it.
So when these people are in this
You don't have to
virtual world.
explain that
Yeah.
to me, yeah.
No, I was wanting you to explain that to the people that are watching this to know about the movie.
Well, I'm hoping that they go and they see it, not just
They're
for.
watching a review of it, so then they're going to make a decision on whether or not they want to watch it.
All right. Well, like
Yeah,
I said,
The Oasis. So, one of the main characters, right, was this computer guy, like Steve Jobs, or who would he compare to? Not Steve Jobs. He would compare to Bill Gates, right?
Bill Gates, yeah, Bill Gates.
So he's like probably on some sort of the spectrum, and I think he does a horrible job acting.
Yeah, he seems like, I don't want to be offensive, but he's a little slow. He seems a little slow, and he's kind of
And
smart.
it's almost offensive to people that have disabilities because he did it so poorly. Oh my gosh, it was like
He's like,
this is almost close to making fun of someone that is on the spectrum. in
Yeah.
my opinion.
and that's fair to add because that's the movie
He's
that
supposed
did
to be this super competent computer guy, but he is acting like someone that cannot add 1 + 1.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't believe that he was a super genius. I'm
Yeah, he
being
did.
very critical of this movie, by the way.
Yeah, there's he didn't like.
I
a lot
went
of
in
it.
with maybe some high expectations because I haven't totally read the book, but I've read about half of the book.
Oh.
okay, and there was just some. I just like so many movies. You're just like, why couldn't you just do this?
Right.
It
Right,
was so
well-
simple to get the first key. Oh my gosh, drive backwards.
Here was the thing
I know.
too. I was not, I showed up in a great mood.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, in a
Yeah,
great,
Sure,
great
I wasn't
mood.
in a great mood.
Okay, and I don't remember a lot of the details about the movie because it didn't quite hit me. There are a few things that I did remember, and one was at the end where he ends up getting control of the Oasis through this whole series, and then he pronounces some laws
Yeah.
about when people can use and not use. And the thing that came to my
there was
mind
no
was like,
voting.
Tuesdays and
no,
Thursdays.
Tuesdays and Thursdays,
Sorry,
not allowed
tough
on your
shit,
phones.
everybody.
And I'm going, guess what? Parents and things are going to look at that and go, oh, yeah, see, kids.
Kids, yeah.
If the
Unplug
movie
for a
says
minute.
it, then, it's got to be true.
And the way they
I
did
can't
it too is
weird.
him sitting on the couch making out with that girl. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is a real experience. This is what everyone should be
Come on, you
striving
nerds.
for.
Was
Get off
not
the
the
make out
video
with
chemistry
Right, come on.
between the anime characters
Oh yeah. Let's talk
was
about
so
that.
much greater than the human
Real life.
counterparts.
Completely.
I saw the human counterparts and was like, get out of here.
Get out of here. Where did you find these people?
Yeah.
That was right.
Purposefully, let's get horrible actors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where that lead actor came from. He
Yeah,
looked familiar.
The lead
Could
actor,
you
he's,
imagine trying to have to act your ass out of the situation they put those characters in, though?
yeah, sometimes
I mean,
it's like,
Star
Come
Wars.
on.
Come on.
Star
They're in a
Wars.
trash compactor.
I can understand Star Wars better than I
Marvelous.
can understand hanging from wires and acting like a dinosaur.
yeah, it's hilarious.
You know what? The other thing too was it seemed as though they had cut they had cut so many different things out of movies that you could. You know what I wanted to compare it to? I thought this movie was a lot like Short Circuit for some reason. Like the fucking van scene, driving, and he's
Oh.
hooked up. It was almost, and they're trying to get him to be able to get this key so that the
They made some
van
decent
driver's trying
efforts.
to, and
I'm
I'm like going,
certain there's
this
so
looks
many Easter
horrible.
eggs out there that you and I missed on just one viewing. That
That
it's
was the cool thing,
unbelievable,
right?
but
yeah,
there
there's
were
a
tons.
lot. There's a lot of characters in it. Very brief glimpses of them.
Yeah.
You know, you'd see them sometimes when it's like pop
A
culture wise. You're seeing like really mainstream heroes and characters.
Ninja
This was the
Yeah.
problem. Okay, so you saw Ninja Turtles, right?
Yeah.
But that's 2000 Ninja Turtles. I wanted to see 1985 Turtles.
Dusty, the target audience, okay, no
Kids.
longer us, okay.
But they wanted to get our target
That
audience.
80s.
I'm a man. I'm 40. I've
I
been
know.
waiting all day to say that.
But that was the problem too. Is they introduced a lot of things now.
Well, I think the 80s are more respected than they are right now because arguably those new Teenage
Hey,
Mutant
people
Ninja
take
Turtles.
pride. I
Spielberg.
grew up in the 80s. I was
Listen.
born in 89. That meme is all over the place. I'm an 80s child, born in 89. You know, we were born in,
77.
I think 80s are.
You just yelled out, "I'm a man. I'm 40." You just gave it away. We're 40.
yeah. Like I was trying to hide it.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You said 1980.
Yeah. 1980s, I feel like they're more respected than this times. The new Ninja Turtles, I feel they're not as good as the new ones, or as the old ones. That's what I meant. As the old ones. The old ones are classics. And more people know them
First-
generally than the new ones. And
Would you say, just let's make a comparison, and the first Ninja Turtle movie out,
The newest one, yeah.
no, the very first one that
Oh, the
came
very
out.
first one.
Oh, that one.
Very first one that came out,
Okay. Go
and
ahead.
Ready Player One.
Oh, yeah, the first.
Do you think
First-
Ready Player One will stand up like Ninja Turtles One?
No. No, it's
Yeah,
gonna be a
no.
flash
It-
in that. Totally. There was no
That was
One-
only coming out.
one.
It was only coming out.
One. The movie ended. There's no part two. There's
Yeah.
no reinsert coin. Right. That would be a
maybe
great
they,
follow
maybe they
up.
become evil dictators.
Maybe
It's-
allowed.
I know. Yeah. So it
That-
was like.
that was my whole thing.
I
Bad
know.
fight.
It really was like that. It was just kind of like. Really, what is this show saying? Because the show was trying to say. I mean, the movie was trying to say so much. You know.
Yeah.
It really was.
But the message was,
Evil
get off
corporations.
your phones.
Yeah. The message was get off your phones.
Twice a week.
Yeah. Just that's it.
Okay? 48 hours.
The other 5 days.
Spend 48
Get it.
hours
Get
hugging
it.
someone for legit. Spend 48 hours going, walking legit. Not in a
Well, here's the thing.
virtual reality.
What
'cause,
about?
Jeez.
Well, I mean, like, so the Oasis is a way to escape from the reality, and their reality is
Fortnite.
their reality is pretty crappy from what I see. I mean, there's junkyards all over the place. They said they're trying to ignore economic problems. There's all these problems.
That wasn't said well enough.
It was so it's supposed to be this dystopia future, and everyone uses Oasis to get away from the problem.
I wanted to see them plant trees and stuff.
And it's an economy.
Yeah, it was
pretty
an
much,
economy,
and
because
that's why
people were buying
IOI wanted
upgrades.
it.
Yeah.
And IOI
Okay, good.
profited
You
from
brought it
using upgrades.
Okay, yeah,
People
so
would
why-
waste their money on it.
And then the police show up.
Yeah, just
See,
out
you
of
had
nowhere.
this
So
problem with
you
it, I
had-
don't remember. Go on.
Yeah,
Well, the police show
showed
up at the end.
Yeah,
Like,
they show
what-
up to arrest the
So
main guy.
IOI is this corporation that knows the gravity of winning this contest. And so they convince shareholders to spend a ton of money to facilitate this hunt for the Easter egg. What the main bad guy, I think he knows there's no way anybody's going to find the egg. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to divert the shareholders from actually finding the egg, but turning this into a company that sells upgrades. Oh, here's the newest vest you can put on. You'll feel
get
this.
the-
No,
Or
they're
just
just.
to
Who
have
cares
fun.
about the egg? We've got the investors. Have them just keep on giving us money to maybe find
Yeah,
the
because
egg.
Remember, no one was on the scoreboard, and
Right.
Imparsible finally got it, and then
Do you think
everyone
there was
started
a?
getting
Do you
it.
think that was a correlation to the military?
What?
IOI.
IOI? I don't
think
know.
that was a
I think
correlation
they're
to
just
the-
some evil corporation. Hey, they want money. You know, no, evil
Oh,
corporation's
evil.
bad.
They try to
think they-
blur some lines.
I
know
mean, they
what?
definitely had military power compared
Yeah,
to some of those
oh,
cops.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
the
yeah.
cops are nowhere, and they had military power. They're wrecking up stuff, blowing up buildings, doing all sorts of stuff. No
Yeah.
investigation.
Go
Maybe
watch
they did have
Pacific
some sort
Rim.
of power. Oh yeah, Pacific
my
Rim. Oh
God.
my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, you guys will have to have your
Yeah.
own review on that because
Yeah.
unfortunately I missed that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up, but similar situation, but a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, there just was some moments, and he just seemed like Spielberg just seemed like he was just really trying to grab that Disney magic,
Oh yeah.
you know, and he just
There were
couldn't.
moments, you know, when the
I like the
anime
dance scene,
characters
man.
were-
Yeah,
that
that-
was pretty romantic. The dance scene was good.
I like the giant war when they're all attacking the giant force
Yeah.
field,
Yeah.
and you get to see all those
That was-
characters. There's a giant full-out battle.
Just
Mecha
was-
Godzilla came in. There's some kind
Yeah.
of cool, cheesy, fun
Gundam
parts.
shows up,
Fun
but you know what would have been better than Gundam? Voltron, right?
Yeah, Voltron showed up.
They
There-
didn't have the rights to them.
Can we see Lion-O?
Yeah, Iron Giant.
Oh, Iron Giant was a great one.
Yeah.
Stole the show.
A little bit.
Stole the show.
Yeah,
Early
made you
80s.
cry again.
Ooh.
Made you cry again. I think that was on purpose, man. They made that very hard
Who doesn't
wrenching.
cry when they see the Iron Giant?
I know. Who doesn't cry when
You
you
see that bolt rolling, you're like,
yes,
yes.
he's alive.
Anyway, wow.
Evil corporation guy too. Like apparently.
So, would you see it?
Would I
Did
see
you see it again?
Yep or no?
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Better question. Would you see it again? Because we've already seen it.
No.
Would you see it again?
No, not worth my time for seeing characters. You know, I can already see, you know, in other different movies that are probably better represented of the characters. And
Yeah, it was like this.
Didn't get me in the feelers.
No.
yeah, like you know, I thought the trailer was better
I
than
mean,
the
I
movie.
started getting
Honestly,
restless leg
there's a couple.
syndrome in the
There's
middle
a,
of it, so I wasn't.
there's a couple good trailers of the movie that I think are a lot better than the movie itself.
Let's talk about the trailers. Solo. Get it. Solo.
Well, I heard they had to do reshoots.
Oh!
The character can't act.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
But there was like,
Oh.
it's tough to be, you know.
It's tough to be Han Solo. Yeah,
Oh.
I was expecting some sort of Star Wars in Ready Player.
Mark Hamill's kind of up in arms about how much product is getting put out by Disney. He's like, you guys need to slow down
No.
with the Star Wars. And I'm
Do it.
going, no,
Well-
no. Just full throttle.
Take
Give it
my
to us
money.
all. You have denied us for
years.
years.
We had E.T. to look up to. We wanted a sci-fi movie. Give me
Yeah.
a break.
Thank you.
Now we got Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Thank
1
you.
and 2. The new Thor. Cool.
Mm,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
It's close to Empire Strikes Back in my book.
this movie, what would you rate it? 1 out of 10. Like honestly, like
Listen, I see most movies based on the trailer. Quite honestly, this movie I went to go see because I started reading the book, and the visuals fantastic.
Good
The
visuals, good
acting
animation.
is atrocious. Sadly,
Okay, you're not going for the.
going for the characters, but
We're
overall,
going to see Titanic.
overall 1 out of 10.
Yeah,
1 out of 10. What 10's the best?
10 is the best. 1 is
Oh.
really crappy.
Man, I'd give this a. I'd give it a 6. I was
6,
gonna
I
say
agree.
6.5. It's a solid D.
If it was $6.99 to rent, would you buy it?
Yeah.
Okay. If it was $7.99, would you?
Yeah. I would rent it for like $3.99.
You would rent it for 3. 99 cents. I would rent it.
Yeah, 99 to buy it, $3.99.
So
that's
if you
how.
could
That's
see
how.
it again,
If you can see it again, if I watch it one more time,
I'd
$3.99 ticket.
Yeah,
Really
they have
cheap.
to be.
$2.99.
Take a friend to go see it. If it was $3.99.
Yeah, but you've got to kind of be.
Sneak in.
You got to have a few beers.
Yeah, you.
You got to maybe.
All right. Okay. Well, I feel good about it.
All right. Well, what do you give it out of 1 out of 10?
Like 5.5.
5.5. I'd give it 4 because they had a lot of missed opportunities to use some really good characters. They had a lot of good references. They could use those opportunities to have
Where was
them a little bit
Optimus
more. Because guess what? There was nobody really. Honestly, no one really knows those characters. The main characters, they're really not that memorable at all. I think if you had more of them interacting with the
I
plot,
guess-
like what you said when last time, Batman climbing a mountain. Batman,
That was
what
cool.
if that'd be cool if he was how about like we need Batman for this? Or we
Why
need
could it? So
something
we
like
had
this,
a
or-
great bad guy
Yeah.
comedy relief. That was probably
Yeah.
the very brightest part. Was the comedy relief.
Yeah, there's
That
like-
guy was awesome. But why couldn't he have been Bebop? Why couldn't he have been, any other 80s character? He was this made up weird. looking
Yeah, like
dude
with
that
the
was-
like a skull and
Going-
stuff. It was really dumb.
Are kids really into that?
Yeah, I think that's a reference to one of the newer RPGs, like World of Warcraft, where you can
Maybe.
make really goofy characters and
Sure.
stuff like that. Because they're customizable avatars. That's why the main guy looked all
Yeah,
weird.
of course. Yeah, you don't want
And
to be.
you can be
No,
you
true.
can definitely
You wanna
be you can
like
be
a
other
Black
characters.
Lion or
I
something.
think what I saw is that I saw at a brief moment that you could actually buy skins of different
Yeah.
characters.
Right. They did go into a little bit.
Like
of
you
that.
can
So-
change your hair. You can
Yeah, yeah.
get
That
And
was
she
kinda cool.
changed it for him.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
Yeah, no, so
she's
that's
like,
why mine's a 6. Because I kind of maybe appreciate that the romance part of it was kind of good.
Yeah.
What do you guys hold on? I know maybe you guys think this is going too long, but the birthmark.
Oh yeah.
Why did they make that such a big fucking deal?
Oh, I remember that now.
I
Right?
thought she was bruised.
I think I said
I
something.
thought she had a black eye.
Shut up!
And I was like, really?
Get that key.
I know it was this reach
She's
for.
just as beautiful.
She's just
Okay.
beautiful.
You're just. Hey, you know what? Put that birthmark
They made
across
it part of a
half
storyline.
your face. Fine. Okay. Half your face. You're still just as beautiful.
But they made it like such a big part of the movie.
Yeah,
It was just
There's a couple
like they
dumb
just.
parts.
I don't know. It's like okay, great. We got somebody with a birthmark, but why did we pick a birthmark? I don't know. Maybe that was in the movie.
That was the
Maybe-
same thing with the whole Tuesday, Thursday. People take the day off, and I was like, hey, how about you say Sunday and piss everybody off?
I know, right. I'm
Um,
sure there was some sort of, decision corporate wise.
Don't want to do
Hold on
Friday.
one second.
Don't want to do
Those are the
Saturday.
We do Saturday and Sunday. That's going to
Least
upset
like
the Jews
days
and the
ever.
Christians. Can't do that. So what's next? Scientology, right? Screw the Mormons.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, kids. It's a good time.
All right.
No Fridays, no Wednesdays. Mondays are alright. Because we know Mondays suck.
Yeah, right? Maybe that was it. No such thing as Mondays anymore.
Okay.
Alright, well, that's going to end our review. And thank you
We're
for
supposed to
watching.
get done in 2 days. Anyways, all right. Yes, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Hope you liked the video. Our website and stuff is in the bio. Our Twitter's in the bio. And hope you enjoyed. And we will see you next time here on Tree Impressions.
Yeah. Movie impressions.
Movie impressions. And their impressions on you.
Yeah. Alright, cool.